Hey, welcome to this quick training about how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. This is Carlos here, and I'm going to run you through this checklist. And it's important that you follow the training because the checklist, it just mentions the points that you need to take into account when optimizing your profile. But what we're going to do is I'm going to be swapping between this window and LinkedIn and also Google, and I'm gonna show you exactly how we implement every one of these checkpoints here. Now, let's get started. I'm guessing that you have access to this list, to this checklist, so you can read that. There's a brief introduction about myself and why LinkedIn profile optimization. Look, your LinkedIn profile, it's going to be like your cover letter. It's going to be your best landing page. And it's online. So that means that in a overcrowded online space, you really want to make yourself stand out from the crowd. You really want to be different. You really want your clients to find you easily, okay? And we need to do a good job here if we want to get good results. So it is good that we spend a little bit of time here. And again, this is not something that you do one day and then you forget about it. Your profile, your LinkedIn profile is going to be alive because it's your personal brand. It is about who you are, the progress that you make, and you're going to be evolving. So your LinkedIn profile is going to be evolving too. So this is about your personal brand on LinkedIn, okay? And we're going to learn how to embed your voice, your message, your services, your results, who you are, your principles, your values into a piece of content, which is your LinkedIn profile. So again, this is something that it's not going to be static because you're not a static rock. You're a human being. You're someone who's making progress, someone who's working hard, someone who has principles and values, who's a living being. And we want to communicate this to your audience. Now, before we get started, we need to understand that your LinkedIn profile is SEO sensitive. That means that when someone Googles your name, when someone Googles the services that you provide, or when someone searches on LinkedIn, the results are going to come up depending on how good or how well optimized your profile is. And we're going to learn how to find these keywords and how to embed these keywords into your profile. So when people search for something that you are providing, your services or a product that you're selling, your profile is one of the first coming up. Now, for the sake of this example, we're going to use a financial advisor. We're going to look at Google and how to find related words, keywords that we can use in our profile, and then we're going to do the same using LinkedIn. So let's go to Google. We're going to look for financial advisor, and if you Google that, and that's a very random example, you're gonna find like some results. We're gonna ignore this one because this is an ad. Everything that's got this AD letters at the beginning, just ignore it because that means that someone's paying for this website to come up on first place in Google. Now there is like 1,080 million results, okay? So I'm not saying that you come on the last page. I don't know how many pages would be with financial advisor results, but you really want to come up on the first page because if you come up on the second page, your chances to be found, they're going to be reduced by 80%. Oh, by the way, guys, before I move on, if you hear some background noises, just ignore them. I'm sorry for that. Today is very loud outside and I couldn't find a quieter place or a quieter moment of the day. So if you hear some background noises, just ignore them. Just focus on the training. All right. So now let's say that you're a financial advisor and the first thing that you want to find is the keywords that are going to make your profile stand out, okay? So the first thing we do is come to Google, you Google these words, and you look at the results that are coming up here. There's no LinkedIn profiles. That's okay. It's a very broad search, so that's okay. That's completely okay. What you want to look when you're just getting started is this, okay? Searches related to financial advisor. These are things, words that that people looking for a financial advisor have been searching for as well. Okay, so in this case, advanced jobs, job description, definition, career, salary, requirements. So in this case, I wouldn't use any of these words, because apparently what happens is that people are looking for things that are not directly related to the services that you provide as financial advisor. So what you do now is you come up here again, and I'm using this example because it doesn't give you results right away, so don't get discouraged, because that's completely normal. What you do is, as you say, when you type here, you see that's what people are looking for, okay? The same names as below. So you change it and say financial agent, okay? Financial agents. So now what you're gonna find here, it is more results that people are looking for when looking for a financial agent. So for example, financial agent salary, financial agent services. So this would be a good one, because if people are searching for that, what you want to put in your profile, it would be, you know, I offer financial agent services, and you want to put it exactly in the same way that they put it here. Also, you want to use financial advisor, which is the first search that we put in there, because as you see, people are also looking for these words. So these are words that you want to put in there. Now, see that Springfield and these words, Springfield, sorry. So you want to do these searches in an incognito window. The reason is because if you use your browser, like your normal browser, the results are going to be influenced by your searches and by the things that you browse during the day, and or they are stored in the history of your searches. So you want to open a incognito window, okay? All the browsers have this option. So you do that, so it's the results are gonna come up much cleaner. Now, you can say, okay, financial agent services. So you go back again, financial agent services. Oops. And then you're gonna have like a different sort of results. And then you get here, I don't know what UCC leads are, or this is probably something related to financial services. So if that's something related to your industry or something that you know that your clients might be looking for, you definitely want to use these words if they are related to your niche, okay? I mean, again, financial services is not my area of expertise, but that's good, because that tells me that if you use these words and this is related to people looking for your services, it's gonna resonate with them. Supersonic funding gadget bands. So you start, as you see, as you do your research, you're gonna start getting like more detail and more specific results here, and you want to write down all these words and put them in your profile. We'll see later on how to put these words in your profile. And the same thing you should do in your LinkedIn profile. So here, for example, you'll be doing the same search. And now here you want to be looking for people, not for jobs or companies or schools, unless you're looking for a company, or you're working for a company and you're looking for people. Your clients are going to be looking for companies, not independent agents. Now here you're going to have all the results. And at the bottom, you will have the same thing: financial analyst, finance, wealth management, finance advisors. As you see, people on LinkedIn might be looking for more specific things. So this is going to be very valuable as well, because these are words that you need to put in your profile, because that means that the same people that looks for financial advisor are looking for this kind of people as well, or services. So you want to implement that in your profile. Again, write these words down and put all these words in a piece of paper or on a Google Doc or whatever it's better for you, and just store the words there for a while. Now, once you have all these words and all the keywords that you want to use in your profile, we move on, and then we go on the first point of our checklist, which is your headline. Okay, your headline is this piece of content here, and I'll show you. So this is your headline. Also, before we move on to the headline, see my name, Carlos Adell, the Unstoppables. A lot of people reach out to me and send me a friend request, a connection request, because they like the word The Unstoppables. that's something that with my niche, they relate with it, because my clients are coaches, and coaches relate with impact and being unstoppable and being making a difference and achieving. So this is a word that it really catches their attention. The way you do that is when you put your name, on your first name you put your entire you put your first and second name, and on the last name you put this word. Okay, it could be the name of this is the name of my group. It could be the name of the program that you use, your signature program, something that makes you stand out, something that makes you unique, and something that it's different than anyone else, and it's not exactly clear what it is, so it rises people's curiosity. Then you go on to the headline, okay? I think now you can use up to 220 characters here. You want to use them wisely, okay? And the way we do that is I always use an attention grabbing emoji. And the reason for that is I use this emoji here, okay? And the reason for that is that, okay, let's find health coach. Let's see. When people do a search on LinkedIn, see all these profiles here, none of them have an emoji or anything, so they all look the same. I mean, you're probably not going to be inclined to look into these ones because they don't even have a photo, but you definitely will look into those ones. But if we go to let's see, just for the sake of the example, if we Google my name, I just wanted to come up here. So the first result that comes up, it's mine. But what I want you to look at is I have this little emoji here, so no one else has. So what's going to happen is that your eyes, or your audience's eyes, they're going to be inclined or drawn towards the profile that stands out. Okay. So in this case, I'm the only one that has this thing here, and I'm the only one that has this bold letters here. So this is why you want to use this emoji to grab your audience's attention. Now, the second thing is what you do and for whom. So this is the first words that people are going to see when you comment on something. When you comment on a second connection of someone, they're going to see your name. And you want to put here your niche and what you help them with. So I'm helping brilliant coaches build ethical businesses online. So you want to write down who's your niche, coaches, and not only coaches but brilliant coaches. And I'm helping them building a business, not only a business but ethical business, and online. Online, it's important that I say online, because these days during the coronavirus, it's really important that we all have an online presence, and a lot of my clients are really interested in learning how to build a business online. So this is the thought behind the tagline. And then you want to use an authority building statement and credentials. An authority building statement, it would be if I said I'm helping brilliant coaches build a six-figure business online. That means that if I'm helping them build a six-figure business, it's because I know how to do that and I have done it myself. And your credentials are here. So brand strategies, because I focus a lot on personal branding and understanding how we communicate online. Business coach, because I'm helping people make money and make business. I'm into the wealth industry. I'm a public speaker, so that's gonna tell my audience that when you're a public speaker, it means that you know what you're talking about. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in front of an audience talking about a topic. And published author, because that's gonna give me like authority as well, because not everyone has written a book, not everyone has had a book published. Great. So put a little bit of thought on that. Don't overthink it. Don't spend days and days trying to come up with a perfect tagline, because I can guarantee you'll never find the perfect one. You want to have one that is good enough, okay? And move on, because as I said, you can keep changing this every second day if you want to. I don't recommend changing it all the time, just for consistency reasons, but don't think that once you write it down, it needs to be here forever. Now, contact information. Of course, you want to have your email, your website, your phone number. If you have a sales funnel or a case study video or any other info that's relevant for your audience, just put it here as well. And I'll show you. When you come here, you have the contact info, and then this is what people see. So for example, here what I have is my LinkedIn profile, my websites. This is my actual website where people can find out a little bit more about what I do. This is the LinkedIn organic six-figure method funnel. This is a sales funnel which I'm offering my organic guide, so people can click on here. They're gonna look at see some information. They'll be able to watch a video, and at the end, if they want and they feel like it's gonna be a good fit for them, they can buy the guide. Then your phone number, your address. I recommend you have your address, my email, Twitter. I don't really use Twitter, but I don't know how to take this off. I couldn't get it off. It's not really important. But if you use any other social media where you are active and it's relevant for your audience to maybe find out more about you, just use it here as well. Okay. By the way, see that it says 500 plus connections. If you have less than 500 connections, you really want to bring that number up to 500 plus, because then here is the number that's going to come up. If you have 200 connections, this is not going to build a lot of trust and authority with your niche. You want to have as many connections as you possibly can. Again, we go in detail on how to build an engaged audience of potential clients. You don't want to have anyone and everyone in your connection list, but if you have less than 500, you want to make sure that you bring that number up really quickly to more than 500. So this looks like, you have like quite a few people following you. Next step, vanity URL. Okay, there's two options here, and you can choose which one do you think it's better for you. You can use just your name, so it's short and easy to remember, or you can use something that is SEO optimized and it actually talks about what you do, and you put in there like a few keywords. For example, my one is personal branding, six-figure coach, organic marketing. Because I'm helping people making six figures. I'm a coach, I do organic marketing, and I focus a lot on personal branding. So this is why I put this link here. Now, I know it's not easy to remember, but the reason I'm having this vanity URL is because it's SEO sensitive. And when you don't need to copy and paste this long URL if you don't want to in wherever you're sharing your URL. You can actually create a bit.ly URL, which is going to be shorter, and then you can adjust these last numbers and letters here. You can actually customize it and use Carlos de LinkedIn or whatever you want to put. Bit.ly, if you type Bit.ly on Google, you'll come up. It's a very useful free website that is going to allow you to create small and personalized links. Awesome. Let's get to next step. Second language. This is important, guys. If you speak more than one language, I really recommend you put that here. Now, the way it works is that you can have your profile in several different languages. Now, the way it works is that in this case, as you see, English version and Spanish version, it looks exactly the same. I didn't translate yet the full profile, but you're more than welcome to do that. The only reason I have it here is because it is enough for people to understand that I speak Spanish and I speak English. And when they see that I'm in Barcelona, you don't need to be an engineer to understand that I speak Spanish as well. So I'm just gonna make sure that people speaking Spanish and not English coming across my profile, they don't walk away thinking that I don't speak their language. But ideally, you wanna have your profile translated in two languages or as many languages as you speak. And you see, the way you do that is when you edit your profile, in every section, you'll have here two versions, Spanish and English. And then you can change whatever here, put it in English, and then you change whatever is in here and you put it in Spanish and you save it, and it's going to look different. So when people click on those here, they're gonna see your profile translated in their language. This is something that it wasn't here a few months ago. LinkedIn keeps changing and adjusting and improving the profiles, the way the LinkedIn platform is working. So keep an eye for these little changes and just take advantage of it. Make sure that you implement these changes, if they're good for you, as soon as they come up. Now, next part would be your about section, okay? Look, guys, there's some people writing this about section in third person. So if there was someone else talking about them, to be honest, I think that's crap, because this business to B2C, B2B kind of approach to business online, guys, we are always connecting and talking to people, okay? So don't try to make yourself more important writing your profile in third person. Just, your personal brand, it needs to be personal. It needs to be your own brand. So no bullshit trying to make yourself more important. Just write it in your first person, okay? Start with storytelling. Make it really clear what you do, who you work with, why your programs are important or relevant, why they work, how is it different from everyone else, what results you provide, and use a call to action at the end. Now, I'm gonna go through this step. Like, I'm gonna explain exactly how it works. And as a side note, make it easy and entertaining to read. Okay, make it user friendly. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because I see some about sections that is like a big chunk of information, like a big block of words and sentences. There's no space in between. And honestly, guys, I don't read these profiles because it's really hard for me to read, because I need to read something that it breathes, that it's easy to read, that it gives valuable information, and it helps me understand who you are and what you do. So most people start their about section, say, I help companies grow their businesses by 50%. They start selling. We don't sell in public, okay? We always give value, and there's a lot of people trying to sell and trying to push products onto other people. So the way you're gonna stand out from the crowd, it is if you do things differently. And you do things differently by telling people a little bit about your story. And I'm going to go in detail what's the thought behind these brief steps here. What I'm saying is that in February 2019, I was made redundant at work. And I'm saying that because I'm making myself vulnerable. I'm sharing something that it's, not everyone is going to be, willing to share that piece of reality of their lives. And I'm also doing that because of during the coronavirus, which we're going through at the moment, a lot of people have been made redundant or they just lost their jobs. So I'm making myself relatable to these people. And then I say corporate was never fulfilling to me. Coaching and consulting was already my passion, but I never had a client before. Okay, so most of my clients, they're running away from corporate because they are suffering from anxiety, they don't feel fulfilled, they're stressed out, and this is how I make myself relatable to them. Now, since most of my clients are coaches or consultants, exactly as I am, I just want to make sure that they know that this was my passion, exactly as it happens to be with 90% of my clients. And guess what? Like most of my clients, they never had a client before, and this sometimes it is a limiting belief that stops people to move forward. So what I'm saying is, hey, look, I didn't have a client and I made it. So if you don't have any client, if you never had a client before and you're thinking of doing that, you're in the right place. Now, I'm saying that I wanted to build my own business online, but I wasn't sure about my niche. So if you want to build your business online, yeah, I was there too. And again, 90% of my clients, they have questions about their niche. They don't really know exactly who to work with. So I was in exactly the same place. And I'm not lying, guys. I'm just explaining exactly how it happened to me, but I'm explaining it in a way that my clients are going to resonate with it. I didn't know how to create an audience or how to convert that audience into paid clients. which is exactly what happens with 90% of my clients. So I just want to make sure that when they see that, they see themselves today. And then, long story short, what I told here is about the results that I got, because if I got these results and I was in the same situation as they are, I'm probably going to be the right person to let them know how to do it themselves. So I'm not saying, hey, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. I'm just saying these are the results that I achieved, and this is going to build some authority for me. Because if I got these results, it means that by today, I must know how to do it. So I have built some authority for myself in this short sentence. And then again, starting with no audience, no online marketing skills, and no clients. So I'm just stressing a little bit more that even if you have no audience, if you don't have marketing skills, and you have no clients, you are in the right spot. So this is how you tell a little bit about yourself, building authority and helping your clients understand why they should listen to you. Now, moving forward, what I can do for you. So you want to hear like a little bit of a few of the things that you are doing for your clients. You don't want to tell them how. You want to tell them what. Of course, everyone understands that they need to build authority in their niche if they want to be heard and understood as the authority or as a leader. Of course, everyone understands the importance of having an engaged audience online, because if you have an audience and no one cares about what you do, it's going to be really hard to sell your product or services, Sorry. I'm going to show you how to convert your audience into high-paying clients. Everyone wants to have high-paying clients and want to learn how to convert the audience into paid clients. Then I'm going to help you how to create an irresistible offer for your value proposition. A lot of clients don't know how to craft the services, how to package their services, and how to create an irresistible offer for the value proposition. So that's another little sub-result that they're going to get here. They're going to help them to optimize your services delivery format, so it's going to make the most out of your time. And finally, how to create an online program without compromising client results. So that means, I know that this is something that most coaches are looking for. So we all want to work less and make more impact and subsequently more money. So this is one of the things that I can do for you. Who do I work with? And again, here is a really good spot for you. Not only here, but all this section is a really good place for you to start using these keywords that you wrote down at the beginning of the training. Here, you want to tell your clients, who do you work with? So you want to help them see themselves in this description. And here I talk about the people that I have already helped online. So it builds a little bit more of authority for myself. And here, you want to give some of the problems that they might be facing. So they see themselves again and they say, oh yeah, that's me. That's exactly what happened with me. And then there's some examples of people that I work with. Then why it works. I'm explaining here a little bit of why this training works, and I'm giving them a sneak peek of the techniques that we use, in this case for 500 branding secrets, and give them an explanation. You don't want to go into detail here, but you want to tell them how it works and why it works. In this case, it's because we build an like and trust factor really fast, and then it means that the conversion ratio go high. No tricky sales techniques, no spamming involved. Guess what? Most of the coaches are afraid of being too salesy or using like techniques that are not ethical, and they don't want to be spamming people and sending a zillion messages online. So this is why I'm putting this sentence here. Why is it different? You want to state here why your program is different than everyone else. What does it have that it's different than other people? What kind of results? Here what I put is a link to my testimonial so people can find out by themselves what kind of results and what people are saying about me. And here is the call to action, okay? Here is, okay, so now that I've read this, what is the next step? So that's how you can get started. You can book a free discovery call here. You can watch a free training here. You can get the LinkedIn blueprint here, which is the link to the funnel that I mentioned before. And this is the link to my Unstoppables community, which is the Facebook group, where I have a community of potential clients that I keep fostering and nurturing all the time. So this is when it comes up, this is your about section. Spend a little bit of time, make it look nice, make it easy to read, and you can use my template as example. Just make sure that you use your own details. Now, the next section, it is your featured section. Okay, this is a spot. This is the place where you have the opportunity to highlight some of your best posts, some of your best content, information that is going to be relevant to your audience, because see, it comes up with really big bold letters, and highlight this is a post, so you want to make sure that you highlight the results. In this case, is one client of mine that made $70,000 just after 3 months, even during coronavirus. And again, you want to put, like, there's another testimonial here, another testimonial. These are all, in my case, I just used testimonials from my clients, and are actually posts in my newsfeed. But you can use videos or interviews, client results, other media like PDFs or slideshares. You can use anything here. That make sure that whatever you put in there, it helps you rise your authority or a social proof, and it helps your client understand a little bit better who you are and what you do. Now, let's move forward. Next step would be experience and education. Okay, very important. Okay, in your experience, don't use here your experience when you were working as a waiter in McDonald's. Make sure that everything you put here, it's actually relevant to your niche, and put it in a way that it helps you build authority. So I'm going to show you mine. Okay, I've got a founder and CEO, 𝐘𝐈𝐍 coaching. And here what I've done is copy and paste the same information that I have in my about section. So you don't really need to rewrite a whole thing again. What I didn't put in there is my personal story. I just went straight away for what can we do for you, who do we work with, and again I've mostly copied and pasted the about section. And then finally, another thing that's really cool is that you can put some enriched media. And here what I used is links to my website, links to my YouTube channel, links to my videos and other media that is important for me. Also as an interview that I did with the Tony Robbins people. So when my prospects click on this, they can actually find out and being redirected to my own website. Then here it's head branding and marketing coach. This is what I'm doing for Richmond Dean, who is my 7 figures coach. So what I put here is a little bit of information about Richmond Dean and what we do in Richmond Dean, and also some information regarding to the trainings that we provide there, and the link to the case study from Richmond Dean, where I'm one of his best case studies. Now, co-founder here, this is a company that I built back when I was in Australia, and explaining a little bit what I was doing there. And then this is when I was still in corporate, and even though it's not completely relevant to what I'm doing today, I'm talking about what I was doing there, which is International Business Development Manager. So of course, if I'm helping people develop their businesses today, this is actually relevant to what I'm doing, okay? And Business Development Manager, that's when I was back in Australia as well, and I was working for this little company, and I was helping to build it and expand it. And Business Development Manager, as you see, like in these places, I was doing some other things, mostly in these two, that were absolutely not related to what I'm doing today. But what I'm doing is I'm sharing this information, this work experience, mentioning only what's actually relevant to what I do today. And there is not much more information here, but that's okay, because what I want people is to focus on these two work experiences that I did have before. Then the education, what you want to do in your education is you want to prioritize the most relevant information here, and you want to use the top 3 links. You want to use links in the top 3. Why? Because when people scroll down, they will see the first 3 that they will see. See, I've got 5 more, but people are going to look at these ones. So I'm making them standing out more, even better, using links. Okay, if you don't use links, only the headline is going to come up. If you use links, this is going to make this experience even standing out even more. The reason I'm doing that is because Tony Robbins is someone who's going to make me relatable to most of my clients. I'm using this one here because I want to make sure that my clients understand that I'm also a coach. I'm not one of these fake coaches that they say they're coaches, but they don't know anything about coaching. So I want to make sure that my clients understand that I am one of them. And same here. I got my training in NLP and timeline therapy training with Tony K in Australia. So I want to make sure that people understand that I know what coaching is. I know what NLP is. So it makes me relatable to them. See, my engineering degree is not actually coming up as one of the first education items because it's actually not relevant to my present clients. Now, licenses and certifications, again, looking here, I've put on top the 3 that might be more relevant to what I'm doing today, related to business management, marketing, and business again. And these are like 3 certificates that I got back in Australia. So you don't need to put every single thing, but if it's going to be relevant, you make sure that the 3 most relevant, you put them on top. Volunteer experience. This is not something that by default comes up on your profile. You need to add it. If you add this, make sure that you explain a little bit of what you're doing here. In my case, I personally sponsor several kids and their families, and I support them with education, food, shelter, and health. So you want to put exactly what are you doing related to your volunteer experience. And this is a section that you will have to come up here and add a profile section. For example, you can, background and work experience, education. This is something that you can adjust yourself. Your skills, all these sections are editable. You can actually edit these sections. And you will need to actually, if you don't have volunteer experience, you will need to come here and just add additional information, request, recommendation. So all these are my, these are my profile sections. Oops. Okay. So you can just basically, you see here, you can add more information if you want to. You'll need to come here and add as many items as you want. Then, now we're going to look at one of the most important sections of your LinkedIn profile. The reason is because your skills and endorsement and your endorsements are going to be giving to your prospects social proof. Social proof is one of the most powerful principles of influence of all, okay? I just want you to think, when you go and buy things on Amazon, what do you do? And if you don't, you probably like, as weird as I am, but what most people do is to look at the reviews, to look at how many reviews and how many stars an item has before purchasing them. And the same here. If people talk about you, if people endorse you for your skills, it means that, people are actually talking good about you, so you must be good. People like what other people like. So people are going to be inclined to work with you and to hear what you have to say about and talk to you and explore your services further if they see that other people are talking good about you. Not only that, but In the case of the skills, let's say in the case of the skills and endorsements, here you will have like up to 10 skills and endorsements. See, this is all the ones that I've chosen, and then you can pinpoint 3 on top. I've pinned on top the 3 most relevant: business coaching, organic marketing, and personal branding, which is the 3 most important things that I do regarding the service that I provide to my clients. And that's gonna make your clients or people visiting your profile to have these 3 on top, and it's gonna make it easy for them to give you an endorsement or endorse you on these particular skills. Now, once you get this number over 100, the only number that's going to show up here, it's going to be 99 plus. And the more endorsements you have, the easier it's going to be your profile to come up when someone's searching for your services. Let's say that you have over 100 endorsements and someone providing the same services as you have only 30. So when people search for your services, your profile is going to come up first because you have more endorsements. That means that people appreciate what you do more than what other people are doing. So the more endorsements you have, the better. Make sure that you endorse your clients and prospects and people, so people feel inclined to give you endorsements. That's important, okay? Now, endorsements. This is endorsements, and now we're gonna go to recommendations, okay? Recommendations, you wanna have endorsements that should read recommendations here. You wanna have more recommendations received than actually given, because it's gonna give you social proof. If you have more recommendations given than received, it means that it's gonna tell me that what you're trying to do is to get recommendations in exchange of recommendations, and that is not actually how it works. I mean, they will still be better than having none, but you wanna have more recommendations received than given. That means that people actually talk about you because they really value your services, they really value what you do, not because you're giving them some kind of recommendation in exchange. And again, see, I've got like 20 received and I've given 9. So that means that these people are talking good about me because they really value my services or they genuinely like what I do. And look, it's okay to ask for recommendations to your clients, to people that you have been adding value. Say, hey, would you mind giving me a genuine and honest recommendation, something that you think it's authentic, something that it's valuable for you, something that I've done. And in the LinkedIn organic method, you have a template with how exactly you should be asking for recommendations. And don't be shy, it's completely okay. If you add value to people and if you add value to someone and you're helping someone, it's okay to say, hey, would it be okay for you to write me a recommendation? It's gonna help me to rank better with my LinkedIn profile and building my authority. And it's okay to ask. I don't ask people to write things that they don't feel or they don't think it's genuine, because you want to have genuine, authentic recommendations here. So don't try to make people bullshit about you. And finally, we have accomplishments. This is a section where you can share your publications, patents, courses, projects, awards that you got, like test scores, languages that you speak, or the organizations that you are part of. And this is not one of the most important parts of your profile, but again, I would recommend like putting here something, because the more populated your profile is, the more real and authentic you look like. Sorry. So here you can add, if you click on the plus button, you'll get all these different sections. I don't have many. I just put my languages here, some courses that I've taken, and I need to update this area. And here is an award that I got. I'm a member of 𝐷𝐈𝐆, which is a research and development organization. It's a worldwide organization. It's actually not relevant to my current niche, but when I was working in corporate, it actually was. So again, these are all the bits and pieces that you need to work on your profile. I hope that this training makes sense, and if you have any question, feel free to reach out to me, send me a message or send me an email. You have all my contact information now because I've been clicking on here. So if you've been paying attention, you got all my contact information. And again, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. All right, guys, let's go and crush it. Thanks for watching. Bye.